Drones, those semi-autonomous machines which come in all shapes and sizes and have slowly crept into so many facets of our society today. Initially seen as gimmicks and hobbyist playthings, drones have quickly become indispensable tools for tech and retail giants like Amazon, Facebook, Walmart, and Google. Not to mention the various industries like real estate, farming, cinema, construction, and photography that stand to benefit or already benefit from commercial drone use. The potential applications for drones are so huge that researchers estimate the market for these little helpers will be worth at least $127 billion by 2020. This has led to the easing of regulations on commercial drone use by governments around the world as they seek to tap into the vast revenue source which the drone market is shaping up to be. Now, it's important to note that what we call drones are actually unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. The term drone was coined due to the noise commercial UAVs made when they flew in the air. It eventually stuck despite pushback from aviation professionals and government regulators, and has come to represent other platforms such as unmanned ground and surface vehicles as well. The most common commercial applications for drones today are delivering packages, filmmaking, and farming. When drones were first introduced as a potential means of delivery back in 2013 by Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, the world took notice, but many figured the future of drone delivery was at least 5 to 10 years away. Forward to present day, and we can already see several companies competing in the space of drone delivery, each with its own unique approach. In the military sector, drones have an even more ancient history, with the intelligence agency known as the CIA using an unmanned Predator drone to execute a military operation as far back as 2002. In the following years, thousands more of these drone operations were carried out by nations across the globe for the purposes of surveillance and even extrajudicial killings. Although these drones are already pretty useful, as you can see, the next generation of drones will be even better, providing an endlessly customizable platform able to take on an incredible array of tasks. These tasks will be carried out by single drones or even a group of network drones, numbering from tens to even thousands with similar or different capabilities. Networked drones or swarms will be indispensable in the future. These swarms will be capable of working autonomously on a project or several projects simultaneously, and will be able to carry on with minimal disruption if one or two of its constituent member drones are damaged, making it the perfect workforce. As stated before, these swarm drones are the future of drone technology, and we will discuss a few of their possible applications, beginning with security and surveillance. Security and surveillance has an estimated worth of $10 billion in the drone market today, behind only infrastructure, agriculture, and transportation. Drones in the future could be paired with humans or even android security guards to patrol buildings around the clock. Unlike a camera, a drone or swarms of them can selectively patrol areas and even rapidly respond to areas of high interest with minimal effort. Besides guard and patrol duties, these drones can be utilized as secondary or even primary tools for countrywide surveillance. Today's all-police bulletin or Amber Alert systems demand police officers drive randomly in the area of interest in the hopes of finding a missing child or a bank robber making his escape. Drone swarms could easily map out an area of interest and systematically search for the target of value until the person is found, and then a police unit could be sent to intercept or engage. Such a system will not only save time, but also a substantial amount of funds. Currently, drones are used in project inspections for railways, large buildings, and other forms of infrastructure. But these applications represent only a fraction of what drones can do in this sector. In the future, intelligent drone swarms will be utilized in the construction of prefabricated buildings. The individual sections of these structures will be made in factories and then transported down to the construction site. These pieces will then be put together by a drone swarm consisting of land and aerial-based vehicles working autonomously. Drone-assembled buildings are simply a no-brainer when we consider the global construction industry is valued at $8.5 trillion, and a whole lot of that money goes to jobs like surveyors and laborers. Drones taking on these jobs would shave off billions from company expenses while making the construction process quicker and more efficient. We could see situations where only a single supervisor will be needed on ground to monitor the progress of a project as large as a mall, stadium, or even an underwater colony, which could be assembled entirely by submersible drones. Although the warfare drones of today are quite good at what they do, they also tend to be big, expensive, and vulnerable machines, with human pilots and sensor operators controlling them remotely. If one of these machines were brought down by an anti-air defense system, or even a kid taking a lucky shot with an AK-47, it would spell a serious financial loss for the owners of such a drone. Considering a single Predator drone costs around $4 million, and the Global Hawk drone comes just under $223 million apiece. When chance attacks could lead to the possible destruction of such expensive weapons, it demands a different look as to how to achieve the same goals without spending as much. Drone swarms could carry out the tasks currently done by their larger, more expensive counterparts. A few $45,000 anti-air missiles are a cost-effective way to shoot down an $80 million Reaper drone. But firing the same anti-air missile at a smaller commercial drone isn't as cost-effective, especially when there are still 102 other drones flying the same mission at the same time. We can already see the prototypes of these swarm drones being tested today, like the Pentagon's Paradix drones. It is without a doubt such drone systems will become a mainstay in future war zones, as the technology is perfected by different countries around the world. Drones are shaping up to be a major disruptive force in the transportation industry, as there's an increasing need to move people and products quickly and efficiently around congested cities. While it will take at least a decade before we see autonomous flying vehicles shuttling people around cities, the first steps towards making drones a viable transportation system are already being put in place. Rakuten, a Japanese e-commerce firm, celebrated their world record for the longest drone delivery last year, when their delivery drone flew a container of hot soup 12 kilometers to surface on a beach. There are several other known companies like Amazon, Google, and even Domino's Pizza who are looking to push drone deliveries into the mainstream. On the human side, we have EHang, a Chinese drone maker known for their commercial drones, although recently they have been trying their hands on something more outlandish. The company recently built an autonomous aerial vehicle that is capable of transporting a person on short and medium distance trips in fully autonomous mode, and have even been handed a contract by Dubai officials to provide trips for passengers within the city. Today, all the hype might be focused on self-driving cars, but our current trajectory places the future of urban transportation firmly in the hands of autonomous drones. The last market I believe will be heavily disrupted by drones hasn't even kicked off yet, but that will change in the next decade or two. I'm talking about space. There are currently over 100 space-based projects being proposed by several countries around the world, ranging from space mining ventures to exploratory expeditions to even the construction of off-world habitats. The construction of an off-world habitat, for example, would require some form of workforce to at least assemble successfully if the parts are made here on Earth and sent to space. And although we could suit up our engineers in spacesuits and shoot them up in rockets, humans would be quite inefficient for such tasks, considering how poorly we do in space. Drones, on the other hand, would be right at home in the zero-gravity vacuum outside the confines of the Earth, and they could be easily replaced should they be damaged or become faulty. NASA is already building drones that could potentially explore other planets and asteroids once deployed in space. These drones would move autonomously in space, carrying out their pre-programmed directives like building space elevators and interstellar vehicles which could one day take our species to the edge of our solar system, or even beyond. When we consider all of this, it becomes very clear just how important those little flying and crawling machines could become to humanity in our pursuit of greatness. Please click the like and subscribe button below if you enjoyed the video, and if you want a heads up when I release new content, you could hit the notification button and follow my Twitter account as well. See you in the next one.